All right, welcome back to season 2 of our show. It's burger time and we're making my favorites, chuck brisket burger. We're gonna show you how to get this cut up, seasoned up, and out onto the smoker. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so we got our steaks here. This is our chuck. And the first thing we're gonna do is start cleaning some of this chuck up. Now this is the end piece of the chuck. I don't really want that, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. Chuck roast. And I'm gonna start cutting this up small enough to get it ready for the grinder and clean it up as I'm doing it. So we want the fat, but we don't want the bad fat. So that's a nice piece that can go right down into the grinder. So in the basket we go. And I'm just gonna start getting some of these pieces thin enough to get down into a grinder. Just like that. See that fat that's in there? I'm going to try to leave a lot of that out. And just get most of the meat out from around that fat. It's like a stringy fat and it's going to get caught up inside a grinder. So off to the side we go. And just, we're going to separate the eye from this chuck so we can grind it up. Now the nice thing about brisket burgers is when you make brisket burgers is that you've got a piece of meat, two totally different pieces of meat. And this piece of meat right here is offering a lot of flavor. And it barbecues up really nice over direct heat. And you got another piece that slow cooks really nicely too. And when you mix the two together, you get a really nice experience. So these, we're gonna cook these over high heat and slow them down and smoke them a bit. And they should be excellent. See that? You want to cut that fat out of there, like that. Now you can also buy your meat ground up, which I don't recommend, because you get a lot more bang for your buck when you're grinding your own meats and you're buying the bigger meat. It just takes you a little bit more time, but you can just do your own work. Butcher it yourself a little bit, cut it up. You can cut those pieces out of there like that. Doesn't take a long time. A couple of minutes and you're all set. So I'm going to do this one piece of chuck and then we're going to get right into this brisket, because with the brisket we're only going to use the flat. And what I'll do is I'll freeze, or I'll just cook the point when I get around to it. Now just like that, just going to cut the eye up out of this. Those are the strips you want, because you want it to go down like that inside the grinder. There's no silver skin on this piece, but pieces like this, I'm just gonna get it out of there. Just a little bit of fat on there. See that? It's just pure fat. Not very good fat. A lot of people say to me, why don't you put anything under your cutting board? Because I like to spin my meat, move back and forth throughout the video. And if it's stationary, it makes it very hard for me to make a good video. But for those of you out there, I would definitely recommend putting something under your cutting board. I just have a little bit more experience than some of you guys out there, and I got to film. So that's why I do it that way. So I can kind of turn it and show you the different cuts of meat. All right, in we go. Last piece. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Let's clean that up. And now we got this big old piece of brisket here. I'm going to put half on the tray and the other half out. I'd say about there. I'm going to cut it straight through. Put this half back on the tray, and that's what we want. So I'm going to start cleaning up some of this fat and this cap right here. Just get up under there, because I'm not going to use all of this fat. Start separating some of this fat back from the meat, because the chuck already offers a lot of fat, and this fat here isn't very good tasting fat, and it's not going to really render down too much, so that's what you want off of your meat. And just kind of play it by ear. Look around, see what's going to give you a hard time. Like that piece is going to give me a hard time. So, and it goes. And now I'm going to start cutting pieces to go into my grinder, and I can handle the fat a little bit better from there, like that. I can just cut that off, and we're good. And I'll cut this down to go into a grinder, just mix it in. This one, I'm just going half. Cut it down that way, and throw it in. Just make sure you get pieces of fat like this off. You see that stringy fat? You don't want it in there? Just get it out of there. Like this piece. I'm going to do better once I get it cut off. Like that. See? And I could just come right in and cut that big fat cap right out of there. Now there's some meat still in there, so I can probably try to get a little bit better cut in here and just get that meat out of there so you don't waste it. And that's about it. Cut it just like that, and then you can come down the middle like that, separate it, cut in. That's it. I'm going to show you another one. Then we're going to get to cutting the rest of this up, and we're going to meet you on the grinder. So here we go. Cut that fat cap off of there, like that, and you can actually see that you're not cutting any meat. All right, let me show you that. So you get a good angle of that. All right, cut that in half. Now I got some slime on here, as you can see, and let's just cut that out of there. Nice sharp knife. Get that out of there. Now the fat that's off of here, I'm not saving it for anything, because it's not very tasty fat. So we won't be using it. And that's it. Get it down into your grinder. Nice small pieces like this, and you won't have any problem. All right, I'm gonna get the grinding on this. I'm gonna get to cutting this up. And off to the grinder we go, and we'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so here it is. This is what we yielded. That's the fat that we took off. Not bad, considering that was the flat to a brisket and the chuck. And let's get the grinding. So I'm just going 50-50. Some chuck, some brisket, some chuck. this in, we're going to make our burgers and get it cooled down in the fridge. All right, we're going to get to grinding up this, and we're going to meet you right back here to make our burgers. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so that's it. We ground her up. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to put this in the fridge. We're going to let it cool down because it gets a little warm when you throw it through the grinder. Even though the pieces were chilled down pretty good, it's still a little warm. What I'll do is I'll get it a little chilled just to firm it up, and then we're going to make our burgers. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so we got our chopped meat done here. It's out of the fridge and it's firmed up. And I'm just going to start to fold it in and get it mixed. This way you want to grind all your stuff together and get some burgers made. Just like that. Now I'm not going to pack these tight because you don't want tight burgers, because they're just not going to come out right. They're going to come out like hockey pucks, and that's not good. All right, so we want a light pack, kind of an airy burger, and that's it, just like that. We'll keep them about the same size. We'll kind of eyeball them out. About a half-pound burger, maybe more of a pound, not sure. All right. We're going to get a couple of these made up just to show you what they look like. I like a big burger. And if I was making a smash burger, these are great to smash down, but we're not going to be smashing anything today. Now these offer the right amount of, you can look in here and see the right amount of fat to meat ratio. And if you never had a brisket chuck burger, they're amazing. Just the flavors, just off the chain. All right, I'm gonna get to making these burgers, and we're gonna meet you right back here for the seasoning. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Now that our burgers are all made, we're going to show you how to season these. This is how I season my burgers, and the only thing I'm going to use is just kosher salt and spray oil. Cooking oil will keep them from sticking, but you want a generous amount of the salt because you didn't do the inside. Might look like a lot. This is like pretzel salt. Pretty thick gauge. It's a very coarse salt, just like that. And spray. Turn them over and repeat. These are like steak burgers. These are a little under a pound each. So somewhere around there. So you want to be generous on the salt. A little bit more. Just like that. I let these sit for about 15 minutes before I go throwing them on. And that's it. Spray them up, and we're done. Very simple. We'll meet you out onto the cooker. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is what we're rolling with today. This is the Golden's cast iron grill. This is where we're putting the burgers on today. If you want to see this thing and check it out, we're going to leave a link in the description to the complete breakdown to this grill, and it's in my eye around roast video. Okay, this is my fire setup. We're rolling with oak today. This is a burned down piece of red oak. This is a fresh piece here. And we have a charcoal and a pyramid form here. A little fire starter in the middle. We're going to get this lit. We'll meet you right back here. Our fire's lit. We're just going to get her stabilized. Now I took up the whole grill, like I said again, with these coals, so it's not cooking to one side, even though I have the grates lifted to one side. That's just for ease and convenience for me to drop that grate back down on the other side, because we're cooking on the entire grill, and we're cooking these burgers right over direct flame today. No deflector. And we're going to show you guys how to control the heat with all the grease dripping in there. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, we're having brunch today. We're going to make a little shrimp salad to go along with our burgers here. So right here I got 3 pounds of shrimp. They're steamed, deveined, and cleaned. Celery. Purple onion. This is a red radish. Right here we have some parsley. Italian parsley, and then a little mayonnaise and pepper. So we're just going to start with our celery. You want your celery really, really, really thin, because you don't want too much crunch inside this. So just get it as thin as you can. I bunched it up. And the reason why I'm doing this in front of you is because I want to eyeball this out. I just don't want to jump up into a bunch of celery and overpower the dish. So get it as thin as you can. And use the front of the celery stalk. You start getting to the back and to the white, don't use it. The reason why? It's going to overpower the dish. So we just want the front till it starts to turn the whitish. This is shrimp salad, so you want to taste your shrimp. You don't want it overpowering with a bunch of seasonings. We're not using any salt today because when the shrimp are frozen, they use salt. And all shrimp in this country are frozen. That's how they come in. That's it. We're going to go for just a couple more shavings. And that's it with the celery. So off to the side she goes. Alright, so here's our radish. Same thing. You're making a shrimp salad, just don't want to overpower it. I'm going to go with very thin slices of it. And get them into the salad. Almost paper thin, you want it. And you just want a hint of them in there. Again, you don't want to overpower the salad. Even something as small and as simple as that little tiny little radish can overpower the salad. It's only 3 pounds and you want to taste the shrimp. So we're going to go in with just a hint of the radish. Just like that. Purple onion. Again, very thin slices. And just take a look at it. You see the salad? Just give it a toss. And you can see already that you can see things in there. Give it a quick chop. The onion. You can go a little bit bigger with the pieces just because you won't put as much in there. And that's about it. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to stay with that. And I'll eyeball at the end. Right before I put our mayo in, we'll give it a quick eyeball. And if we need anything else, we'll go in with it. Here's our parsley. I'm just going to bowl it up. Give that a quick chop. And same thing with the parsley. You don't want to go in with too much of that. And I like to leave the pieces a little bit bigger so you can find them. And that's it. Okay. So now we're into our salad. Let's just give that a quick toss. Looks like it has everything I need in there. It's got the purple onion. It's got the radish. And you see, that's how light you want it on the dressings. Just like that. So now we're going to go in with some mayo. And again, on the mayo, you want to make sure you're going real light on the mayo too, because you don't want to over mayo it. And while we're mixing our mayo, let's get a little fresh black pepper in there. I'm using the pepper mill, again, just so I don't overpower it. And just that little bit of mayo, we're going to work it in some more. That's going to be about it. Now you have a complete salad to go along with your burgers. I'm going to put a little bit more black pepper in here. It's coming out pretty slow. That's what you want. When I see it coated with a little pepper, we'll call it a day. Alright, that side's done, and we'll just do just a touch more. Again, we're not using any salt in here. It's in the mayo. It's in the shrimp already from the freezing. And that's it. There you have it. We're going to put this into the fridge, cool it down, and we're going to have it with our brunch. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Now that our shrimp salad's cooling down, we're just going to show you a quick pickled onion recipe. So right here I got some purple onion. We're just going to start cutting them. Just half of them. Now you're halving them so this way they lay flat. You don't cut yourself. Now this one, I'm just going to peel it off because I'm not happy with the color on the outside. So we'll just set it to the side. And there we have it. And I'm going to just start slicing them down like this and get them in the jar. Just be very careful not to cut yourself. Now I like this with burgers, and nothing else goes better on a burger than onion, let alone pickled onion. Most people don't do this anymore. And it's just a lost tradition that people don't pickle anything anymore. My family's from the South. And in my family, we jar, we pickle. and we preserve. So if you have a nice garden and you harvest, you want to get the best yield out of your produce. So I think I'm going to do this all just purple. I don't think I'm going to go in with any white. And that's almost there. And just a few more. Then we're going to start to add our liquid. Let's just get this down in there. Now, if you cut an onion and you're worried about your eyes, just run them underwater. You peel them, run them underwater. And you won't have to worry about that. All right, so we're straight up there. We're going with a basic combination here. This is a basic brine. H2O, 50-50 to distilled vinegar. Now I'm going to put the first one in. Get it in there. Followed by some bay leaf. Get a little bay leaf up there. Get it around. If it breaks, don't worry about it. Just get it in. This is cardamom seed. We're going to go in with our cardamom. Some cloves. Coriander. Right here we got chili peppers, dried chili pepper. We're going on top of that. Just kind of push them down in there. You don't want to break them, really disturb the pepper, because all the seeds will come out. It'll make it a little bit hotter. If you like hot, that's fine, you can break them. But we're just going to get them down in there. All right, followed by a couple of teaspoons of sugar. To your liking, nothing's exact. I'm going to go 3 on this one. I'm going to follow it up with some salt. And we're just going to shake it down in there. Just get it in there. And let your liquid take the rest of it down. Just like that. All right, we're almost up to the top. So what I'm going to do is go in with just straight vinegar. Just top it off, because I'd rather have the vinegar than the water. And there you have it. And now I'll just top it off with a little agua. And I'll go right to the brim. This will last about a month and a half in the fridge. It's a great go-to, and it's a cheapie. If you try to buy anything pickled today, it's very expensive. Give that a little shake. And there you have that one. All right, so she's done. I got one in the fridge ready to roll with these burgers, and we're gonna meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get these burgers on. All right, our fire is calm, and we're going directly over the coals, like I said. Separate these just a little bit. Now, right now, this grill's rolling at about 375. I don't want it more than this. Because I don't want to burn up the outside and not get the inside done. Now I'm going to eyeball these out. That's just how I do it as far as done this. And I might swap them around. But that's it. We're going to let these rock out just like that. And we'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're about 7 minutes in. Maybe a little closer to 10. And I'm just going to show you. We're at about 300 degrees right now. These are big burgers. And the little tiny burgers, you can throw those on the grill and you can cook those right up and flame them on one side, flame them to the other, pull them, they're done. Not these bad boys. So we're going to go nice and easy with these guys. And I'm just going to show you something. We're not burning nothing up. We're directly over the flame. You can see the flame in there. And it's not even time to turn them yet. If you look under there, we're not even time yet. See that? I'm not even going to mess with them. Okay, let them get a nice char, and then we'll mess with them. But what I will do is just come in and just keep them from sticking. So this way when we do turn them, they turn immediately. I'm just going to move them just a little bit. The ones on the outskirts, we'll get those a little bit closer and over the flame. And there we have it. Nice, easy cook. And like I say, we're not burning anything up. There you have it. This is how you cook nice, big, thick, juicy burgers. We'll be back. All right, about 13 minutes in. Let's burp this. Take a look. All right. I'm going to start flipping these. And when I do flip them, I'm going to bring the ones that need a little more heat, bring them in. Don't believe people when they say flip them just once. You can flip them as many times as it takes for them to get done. Let's just roll this guy over. He's cooking hot over here, so these are my hot spots. And I'm going to bring this guy a little bit back this way. I'm going to flip him over too. Leave him right in the same spot. Alright, so that side I'm happy with. Let's see what's over on this side of the deck. Not happy with this side. Not happy with that side yet. I'm going to bring these in a little bit more closer. Let these guys rock out a little bit more over here. And I'll wind up switching sides. So I'm going to let this fire get a little bit hotter. Now that we kind of got our insides done. I'm going to leave the lid open for just a little bit. Ignite that big log. That's going to be my hot side. And I'm going to use it. So let's get these over to that side. I'm going to try to just get everything over to that hot side. Because now I want to crisp up my outsides. And still get the insides done at the same time. Just bring everything close in the middle. Open up my bottom just a little bit more. And that will be that. I'm going to close this thing up. Flip some things around. And we'll meet you back here. Don't go anywhere. All right. I jacked up the heat on these guys because I don't want them to cook from the inside out anymore. Now when you have the lid down, they'll cook them from the inside out. When the lid's open, they're cooking from the outside in. And that's what we're gonna kind of do here now to finish these off. I gotta move some things around. That one could still use some char. Now you could still char cooking directly over the heat without a crazy fire. It's all about how you set your fire. If you set your fire with a lot of coals, you load this thing up, this thing will be so out of control, it'll probably get up to about 1500 degrees and I wouldn't even be able to open this. So just go nice and easy with it. I'm probably going to leave it open now for a couple of minutes just to let the fire get crazy. I'll probably move them to one side after they get nice and charred up over here. This side is cooking less hot because I put the log on that side and that's what I want it. And I'm just going to check them as we go along. I want some more char on there. And the ones that need more char, get it in. And put that over there. Just these 4 I'm working on. These guys are looking right over here. And believe it or not, they're still not cooked in the middle. Just because they're so thick. So right now I'm just charring them up. And then I'm going to cook them in the middle. And we're done. So next time we see you, we're going to be pulling these. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm ready to pull these. Now, I just left the lid open. And I want it just to cook them with the lid open. And with the lid closed, like I said, I'm cooking inside out. I want the outside to get a little bit more charred. So that's what we did. And I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to pull them. We got a well done crew tonight. They like their hamburgers a little bit more well done than I do. And that's what we're doing. Alright, I'm going to pull these. We'll meet you on the chopping block. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, here we are. We are on that chopping block. Let's show you what we got. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so let's cut into one of these guys. I'm going to take this guy right here. No further ado. Now, I want a little bit more well done tonight because I'm with a well done crew. So basically, I want well done with these. And this is what we got. We got a nice smoke ring on the outside. Juicy in the middle. And that's the crew we're going with tonight. Let's put these over to the side. And let's show you what these guys look like on a plate. Now, I like mine just simple. So what I'll do is I'm going to go with just a regular burger. Use the same one I cut into. I'm going to put some pickle on there and some onion. A little onion first. That's the pickled onion we did. I got some fresh pickles that we pickled. These are our pickles that our neighbor gave us from the garden. Now, I'm going to leave a link in the description on these pickles because I have another video with our curry chicken salad, and it shows how to make these. All right. A little ketchup right on top of our bun. And just a little dollop on a burger. We're just going to top it. Just like that. I'm going to slide it back. And we're going to get our salad on the plate too. Little piece of lettuce. This is our shrimp salad. That beautiful shrimp salad that we made. Now we're practicing brunch because this is going to be next week's brunch. And we always practice ahead of time for a guest. That's that. And we're going to put a little pickle on the side. And a little onion. Very simple, very basic. And that right there is brunch. Let's show you what that looks like. From this side. And we'll show you what it looks like from that side. And if you guys want to, you can kind of hang the hat off to the burger a little bit. That's it. We're going to turn it back around again to that side. All right, we're going to get situated. And we're going to meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. Chuck steak brisket burgers. Served with a beautiful shrimp salad. Burger on a toasted bun with some nice lettuce. Homemade pickles and homemade pickled onions. And if you like this video and more that are about to come, please hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell. This way you get all the videos first. Again, thank you. Loved having you. And with no further ado, we got to get that little pitmaster taste there.